The Galactic Council had never faced a problem like this before. The situation was dire, and no one seemed to know what to do. The alien species in the Council, though technologically advanced, were divided on how to approach the growing threat. They had seen many civilizations rise and fall, but none like the humans. The humans were unpredictable, chaotic, and, in many ways, unlike anything the Council had ever encountered. It had started as a small issue. A distant planet, once inhabited by peaceful aliens, had been overtaken by a warlike species. The invaders were powerful, ruthless, and unstoppable. No matter what strategies the Council's fleets used, they couldn't defeat the invaders. The species had advanced weaponry, and their ability to adapt in battle was unmatched. The Galactic Council, despite all their might, found themselves at a loss. The problem wasn't just with the invaders, it was also with the Council's own species. For centuries, they had believed that peace was the only way forward. They had developed technologies to outsmart and outmaneuver their enemies, but they had lost the ability to fight in the traditional sense. The species of the Council had grown soft over time. They didn't remember what it was like to engage in a real war. They had forgotten the old ways. And so, as the Council convened in their grand chambers, there was silence. No one knew what to do next. They had tried everything they could think of: diplomacy, alliances, espionage, and even brute force. But the invaders were relentless, and none of the Council's strategies had worked. Finally, an elder Council member, a being from a species known for their wisdom, spoke up. "Perhaps it is time to wake them," the elder suggested. There was a murmur of surprise. The other Council members turned to the elder, unsure of what they meant. "Wake who?" asked a member from a reptilian species. The elder nodded slowly. "The humans." The chamber fell silent. The humans were an ancient species, one that had been placed into cryosleep thousands of years ago. They had once been a powerful and resourceful species, but they had vanished long ago after a catastrophic war. The Council had preserved their DNA in case they ever needed to revive them, but they had never considered it. It was thought that the humans were long gone, lost to the sands of time. The reptilian member frowned. "The humans? Are you sure?" They were too violent, too unpredictable. The elder, however, was firm. They were the last species to truly understand warfare, the last species to fight with everything they had. If anyone can defeat these invaders, it is the humans. After much debate, the Council reluctantly agreed. They had no other choice. With the fate of countless species at stake, they decided to revive the humans from their cryosleep. The process was long, delicate, and complicated. It took days to bring them back. The humans were housed in massive chambers, each one sealed in stasis pods, their bodies preserved but their minds dormant. The Council had the technology to revive them, but it wasn't without risks. The humans were not like other species. They had been through wars, and their minds had been shaped by the harshest conditions. They weren't as predictable as the other species in the Council. As the cryopods hummed to life, the first human began to awaken. His eyes flickered open, his body stiff, his senses disoriented. He looked around, confused, and slowly pushed himself up. The sound of the pod's lid opening echoed in the room as he stepped out, his body adjusting to the gravity and atmosphere of this new world. The human stood tall, his eyes scanning the room as he took in the alien surroundings. He was surrounded by beings of all shapes, sizes, and colors, each staring at him with a mixture of awe and caution. The human spoke, his voice gruff but steady. "Where am I?" The Council members shifted nervously. They had hoped that the humans would remember their purpose and instincts, but the awakening process was unpredictable. The elder stepped forward and addressed the human. "You are in the Galactic Council's chambers. We have awakened you because we need your help." The human raised an eyebrow. "Help? I was in cryosleep for thousands of years. What could I possibly help with?" The elder explained the situation. The invaders, their unstoppable advance, and the Council's failed attempts to stop them. "You were once a species of warriors, and we believe you are the only ones who can defeat them." The human listened carefully, taking in the words. He didn't speak right away. Instead, he looked around the room, his mind racing as he tried to process what had happened. Finally, he spoke again, his voice filled with conviction. "You've made a mistake," the human said. You think you need us to fight for you, but what you really need is for us to remind you how to fight for yourselves. The council members exchanged nervous glances. They hadn't expected this response. The human continued, "You've all become soft. You rely too much on your technology, your fleets, your strategies, but none of that matters if you don't have the will to fight. If you don't have the fire inside you, we humans, we know what it means to fight for survival. We know what it takes to win, no matter the odds." The elder looked at him, impressed by the human's resolve. "But you are just one individual. How can you change the course of this war?" The human smirked. "One human is all it takes. It's not about the numbers or the technology. It's about determination. It's about fighting with everything you have, no matter how hopeless it seems. The rest of you, you'll learn from us. Together, we'll show these invaders what it really means to mess with humanity." The Galactic Council was stunned. They had expected a grand strategy, a detailed plan, but the humans' response was raw, honest, and full of the kind of fire they had forgotten. And so, the humans were awakened, not just as warriors but as a symbol that would ignite the fire of resistance in the hearts of the other species. The Galactic Council had made a choice: to awaken humanity from their Cryo sleep, not just to fight, but to teach the galaxy how to fight again. The invaders would soon learn that humanity wasn't just a species of fighters. They were survivors. And no matter how advanced their technology was, they were no match for the spirit of a species that had conquered the stars.